2, 3. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. Hey y'all, I'm back. And it's December. First of all, I am Gayima and welcome to I Am Gayima the podcast. I am kind of in amazement because we are at the end of 2020, and I don't know for you all, but this seems like it has been the longest year of life. The longest. I just feel like there were more hours inserted in this year than any other year. Was this a leap year? I think it was a leap year, but it's not even the leap year that I'm referencing. It's the bullshit. It's the bullshit for me. So, yeah, that part. I want to congratulate you all, because if you're listening to me, that means you too, my friends, are at December of 2020. And we have a lot to reflect on, a lot to be grateful for, a lot to be sad about, a lot to be reflective about. But what's most important is that we're here. And I think this is the year for so many unprecedented things that have taken place. But I think it's the year, I've probably mentioned this before, it's the year of reckoning. It's the year of reckoning, of getting real with yourself. If you have been dodging yourself, this was the year that you could no longer do so. If you have been fronting for either your family, your friends, the gram, the Twitterverse, whichever other verses you partake in, this was the year that will not allow you to continue to front. There is a sense of realness that seems to now really truly be required. Or if like you indulge in continuing to not be on your real and to be on some shit, more than likely you're going to get called out on it, because people have more time and they're paying more attention than they were prior. And the people who have more time and are paying way more attention than prior are people who are historically used to dealing in a society where things have to be real, where avatars and a lot of filterings and of images and things of that nature were not the norm for them. So the people who are not used to the abnormalities, which have now become the normalities of the world of being fake online and pushing a persona or something that embodies that's actually not real when you show up and meet in real life, I think those people have a larger voice online now than they did in the past. And so people have had to, I don't know, get more real about shit. Luckily for your girl, I have not had to change. The only thing that I guess I will say that I have done this year is create more content and get more specific and more consistent with exactly what I want to share, what I want to impart. And, you know, my goal with that, of course, is always to just connect. But what I know is what you put out is what you get back. And so I've been blessed with a lot of different opportunities to connect and create and learn from others in the same format and way, sometimes a little different in how I'm giving it to y'all. So I'm super grateful. I'm super thankful for that, for sure. So one of the things that I am doing differently, I think, you know, as 2021 hovers around and is soon to be upon us, this is a time period that a lot of people get into their bag of realization that the end of the year is approaching. They do some self-reflection, they start to list out maybe some goals for the upcoming year, so on and so forth. A lot of this is derived from like business practices. As a business owner, I'm definitely in that space with my teams, and it's a great exercise. I think those of us that do it for personal reasons, I think that's dope too. Ultimately, though, you want to really, I mean, there's a lot in that. I'm calling it the Flourish Bay lifestyle. I've talked a little bit about that, um, but I'm going to be getting way into that bag in 2021, God willing. I have launched the Flourish Shop, which is available on my site. If you go to gayima.com or gaimakanu.com, you'll be able to not only access like my website for business services, but you can also shop the Flourish Shop. So I'm really excited about that. Lifestyle pieces are present, and one of the things that I have realized about myself in a new but exciting way is that I'm very ritual and habitual in things that I do to elevate my spirit. And one of those things that I do that maybe you also do, I drink a lot of tea and hot water and on occasion coffee. And I'm very particular about like the creamers that I use when I do coffee or tea and want creamer in it. The honeys, the agaves, like the tea bags that are like my faves. And so what I knew that I needed, but it didn't really dawn on me until like a few weeks ago. I was like, I need a mug that speaks to me, that sounds like me. And it can't just be one mug, because I like a lot of different things. Like I like options. And one saying or one thought doesn't necessarily reflect how I'm feeling. But one thing that I did realize about myself is that I appreciate mugs that speak like something positive into me. I gravitate towards those types of mugs. And so I worked with one of my producers who is also a young Black woman in business, and I'm releasing mugs. I'm excited. So you can shop the mugs as I come up with new ideas and stuff that speaks to me. You know, I just create, hit her up, she gets it together for me, and they're on the website. So I'm excited to bring that to you guys this year, in addition to just other favorite things that are going to be coming. But I'm really about to get deep into the Flourish Bay mindset and lifestyle in 2021. That is one of my super goals. To go along with that, the biggest thing that I have really been contemplating, this really started for me probably in February, but I really started to think through the concept in March, was like, what do I need to do with my listeners that will allow me to really connect with them and them connect with me on a deeper level, and take these conversations into the next level, elevate the conversation, real interactions in a very safe and progressive environment. Of course, everything is like virtual because we're all dealing with COVID-19 and the state of the world as a result of COVID-19 being a part of now our daily life. And so I did my research, you know, did some surveys with folks within my online community as well as friends and family, and I recently launched my Patreon page. Super excited about that as well. So the Patreon page is exclusive podcast content. And I felt that one of the things that limited me from going into certain topics on this platform was just the ability to bring something up and get an immediate response back from whoever was listening in. And although, we've seen a lot of different platforms over the past several months really truly grow. I know some of you who are listening here have been fully aware, engaged in my IGTV series, Conversations with Creatives. I'm so grateful to you all for tuning in. The viewership during that particular season, super dope. My guests, amazing. A lot of great feedback. And so I want to elevate that. And with the Patreon platform, it will allow me to do so in a way that not only will benefit me and provide me with the income to continue to elevate the production of my conversations, whether it's me sharing information, whether it's us interacting, or it's us interacting and I have a special guest on. I just think it's important that, my time be utilized in a really productive way. And, it gives us an opportunity to have some tough conversations that should go beyond the comment section, especially if there's a disagreement, because we all don't need to agree on everything. Disagreeing is what allows us to dig deeper and learn from one another. So I'm totally about like a healthy, friendly debate on various topics, but I want to do so in a space that's truly communal and valuable. So I believe that Patreon is going to provide me with that opportunity. It's a dope platform. I will be offering live stream sessions with my guests, so Patreon members can subscribe, and on a monthly basis I'll be having like a live stream platform. You'll know ahead of time so that you can get your schedules together and join. I'm open to moving those times to times where like the majority of Patreon members can join. Of course you'll be able to play it back, but I'll also just be able to kind of freestyle, and that's why it's called freestyle. Is it? I'm sorry. That was the original name. It's actually called free game. But truly that's where I am able to like impart like great information, get information from you all, like, and I'm not structuring it out. This is like all about allowing our creative flows to truly flow. And I really want us to meet on the Patreon page. In order to become a subscribing member, it's $4.99 a month. That's it. $4.99. That's the equivalent of you giving up one fast food meal, less than your cost for one Uber Eats meal. Yeah, it's pretty inexpensive. There are some other package deals that are offered on the Patreon site for members who want more of my services. So check it out. And if there's something that you feel like I should be offering that I'm not offering, I'm open to that feedback as well. You never know, I may just say yes. So I'm looking forward. It should be dope. Yeah. In addition, I decided to join the app Pattern. Now, shout out to my cuz, my bro, Mada Thomas. My guy has been trying to get me to download and use Pattern for like the past at least At least 6 months. I just feel like he's like, have you downloaded Pattern yet? Like, this is great. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get to it. And I did not get to it until I think 3 days ago. Um, yeah, I think it was 3 days ago. I posted, and so what happened was I posted this horoscope message on my stories that comes to my phone every morning because it did not sound anything like me, like personality wise. It didn't even sound like other Libras I feel like that I know. I was like, who are they even speaking to? Like, who is this for? Because this can't be real. And he's like, bro, have you downloaded Pattern? Like, come on. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe today's the day. And so I did. And I did not even log in for like another few days after that. But when I did, I was like, oh, this content is like very valuable. And so let me say this, because I'm not doing a commercial for Pattern. This is not, I am not a brand ambassador for them, right? Maybe one day, but I'm not, this is not that. It's a few things that I've realized because, you know, we've had time. I am very much a Libra. I'm very much a Libra. I am very much a Libra. And I live a Libra lifestyle. I really do. And I feel like that gets confirmed whenever I link with other Libras. And it's always love, first and foremost. Shout out to all my Libras. Both men and women. I feel like there's some traits about us that are just fundamentally consistent, right? And so, you know, these types of websites, the patterns, the what have you, because there's so many different versions out there and different websites that offer daily horoscope readings and things of that nature. But one thing that I've realized is that for me, it's, of course, being a Libra, it's about a balance. I definitely have my go-to for when I'm trying to take in like information on where I am in life and spiritually where I'm trying to get to and the work there. I am definitely tapped into the teachings from Bishop T.D. Jakes. I try to attend Bible study on a weekly basis when he hosts that on YouTube. But I definitely am pretty much a new student of his teachings. And what I so appreciate about his teachings is not just the regurgitation of the typical teachings from like Bible study and things of that nature, but there's an aspect to it that is just about life too. How do you take that and apply it to your livelihood, where you're at right now in life, what's going on in the world, and how you're taking that in, and how can you allow your faith to move you through what you're going through on a day-to-day basis. That's super important to me. And what I've learned is that when I'm going through something internally and I'm a little troubled, when I can lean on that, and I can also lean on like some of the things that'll come through attached to horoscope information. And there typically tends to be some sort of intersection where the information and the advice and the energy given from both sides, very completely different, tend to align. And I don't know if that happens for some of you listening or watching, but it happens for me. And I'm just so grateful. And it usually is just so timely, whether it's a word from the bishop, and it's not necessarily like, when did he post it? Even though sometimes it is so like, we're in alignment that his Sunday message resonates with what I'm going through in that week. But aside from that, it may be messages that have been posted from years prior, and I'm just kind of letting it play as I work or whatever, and it'll just speak and it'll hit that nerve, and I'm just fulfilled. I feel so much better. I learn a lot. And so I totally recommend him. If you're not tuned in, definitely get into it. But Pattern, I'm new to it, but some of what I'm seeing being delivered to my phone, it's very timely as well. So yeah, since we have been given more time, I'm using the time to do a lot more self-reflection, and how I can just continue to elevate. So if you're on Pattern, find me, add me as a friend at I am Gayima. You know the drill. Yeah. So the other thing that I will ask you all to do is please, 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 please send me funny stuff on Instagram. Yeah. Send me funny stuff. I just had to unfollow a comedian recently that I was tapped into. I'm not even going to bring his name up because that's low-key promoting him. I'm not going to do that. If you know, you know. But I'm looking for more like funny, smart content that helps to get me through the day when I am taking a break from work, that sort of thing. So send me funny stuff. Send me good stuff on IG, please. Thank you. Yeah, and so before I share with you a little bit of my first Patreon episode, I want to let you all know that one of the things that I will definitely be doing on a consistent basis with every podcast episode is highlighting a Black-owned brand, whether it's a business or a service. I just really think it's important. It is not just because first of all, it's not something new for me as far as like how I shop, who I do business with, things of that nature. I've always been of that mindset, but 2020 has been the year that mindset has broken out into the mainstream, I guess, here in the United States. I'm sure some other European countries for sure. And so people ask me often certain things about like who for this or who for that. And I want to make sure that I am actively sharing that information on this platform, as well as my Instagram and Patreon, of course. So if you are someone who follows me on Instagram, then I would imagine recently you saw my post where I'm featuring these earrings. These are handmade, beautiful, very light for the ears, but intentionally made earrings made by the artist Christina Jovan. If you're watching, you can see here, these are amethyst stones, which my first favorite color was the color purple. Not because of the movie, even though, of course, the movie's a classic. But anytime I see purple, like it's something that relaxes me, makes me feel good, makes me feel childlike. It takes me back to my youth because I definitely remember just always loving and wanting purple things. And Christina Jovan is a very good friend of mine. And I never have told her this, but it's like she knew when she created these for me. And so I'm so grateful. These were a birthday gift. Just soft and beautiful, okay? I know that she can custom make these, so I would definitely, like, if you're into this, if you want the perfect gift for like someone in your life who loves just very eclectic artistic earrings, um definitely tap into it. She is the co-founder of the accessories brand Christina Kristen Co. Both of them are very, 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 very close friends of mine. And I love the fact that they do work together, and then they also do creative work separately. Um, it reminds me a lot of my sister and I, because we definitely co-own, co-founded Young Fashion, and we create together in that space, but we also do our creative stuff apart. So definitely check out Christina Jovan online. Start to follow her. I know she's going to be launching her site in 2021 fully, where you will be able to purchase this and more. She is a yogi as well, so it's going to be a whole experience. And this, when I tell you, it embodies, like when I put it on, I just feel like, just give me some tea and let me meditate and reflect on the world, and just, why am I here? What is my purpose? That's how I feel when I wear these earrings. That's how I feel when I wear these earrings, seriously. And I just feel super beautiful. I feel like if I was a plant, I would be a tiger lily that pairs with eucalyptus. I gave you all of that off of these earrings, but it's true. I love them. Dope artist, Black woman, Black creative, authentic, very sustainable product. Christina Jovan online. Check her out. So yeah, let's get into the first part of my latest episode on Patreon, which is patreon.com/I am Gayima. It is called Are You Happy? Peace, y'all. Happy holidays. Much love to you and your family and friends. Stay well, stay safe, and stay elevated. Let's get right into it. Are you happy? I was asked the question, and it made me stop dead in my little, you know what I'm saying, footsteps. Like, I just stopped and I was like, wait, great question. So of course it made me think of all these other questions. I answered the question. I'll get to that in a moment. But these are the questions that came to mind for me. First of all, who asks you that question, right? But in all actuality, who in your life makes it a point to ask you those questions? Those pensive questions. What are the settings? Like, what's the scenario in which the question is presented? A question like, are you happy? How long does it take you to respond? And when you do respond, do you even believe what you're saying? Aside from what the other person may think who you're speaking to, like, we'll get to it, but do you believe what you're saying? Now, when you've asked or been asked this question, are you in danger, either physically or mentally? And I'm going to ask you that again. If you have ever been asked this question, when you respond, is it in a space and time and period where you feel physically or mentally in danger? If so, like, that's a whole different conversation that we need to have. I'm moving forward because my assumption is that you're not in danger. Now, if you are happy, Are you living a lifestyle that makes that feeling of happiness sustainable? Or do you feel like it's going to run out? If you're not happy, do you believe that it's even attainable? And what would you do, or what can you do to make a change that would bring you closer to feeling like happiness is something that you can attain? Do you even believe that you can be happy? So when I was asked the question, this is what I said.